So the concept that we discussed in the first chapter in the beginning, it is again reiterated here. This was the shloka that we had discussed. Evam parampara praptam. Before we even begin to understand or hear any spiritual subject matter, it is very important to understand this principle. The medicine should be taken as per the instructions on the label. So here Bhagavad Gita is describing how this knowledge should be received. Krishna explains, it is not that Arjuna, for the first time I am giving you this knowledge. Imam vivasvate yogam, this knowledge of yoga, connection of individual soul to the supreme soul. This science of yoga I had spoken to Vivaswan, the sun god, controller, the predominating deity of sun planet. And Vivaswan spoke to Manu, his son. Manu spoke to his son Ikshvaku. In this way, in this succession, the knowledge came down. Evam parampara praptam. Many times people ask us, so can you please explain what is your interpretation of Bhagavad Gita? So we explain, no, we do not explain our interpretation. We explain the meaning as it is. People are very fond of interpreting the Vedas, and thus there is so much of chaos and confusion. People ask, just see this Bhagavad Gita, this has got one meaning, another Bhagavad Gita, another meaning. Everybody has given his or her own interpretation. E is equal to mc square, we have read in basic sciences. Now if somebody gives interpretation, E means elephant, M means monkey, C means cat, then what is the use? Then you have spoiled the formula, you will not be able to arrive to any proper understanding. You please ask from the person who has given the formula, or in his succession, his disciple. In this way we can understand perfect meaning. E is energy, M is mass, C is velocity of light. And then you get perfect knowledge. So actually, how somebody can interpret? You have to take it from the creator as it is, the real meaning. The moment you interpret it, that means it is your understanding. And what is the use of our understanding? 7 billion people can have 7 billion interpretations. So the correct meaning is understood from the creator, from the original speaker. The original speaker is Lord Krishna. As we read in previous chapters, Brahma Akshara Samudbhavam. The Vedas have got its origin in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma Akshara Samudbhavam. It is not created by any human being. So from the creator or in creator's disciplic succession chain of spiritual masters and disciples, this knowledge can be understood. So before we understand this subject matter from anybody, we should kindly ask, can you please explain what is your parampara, in which succession do you belong? Unfortunately, 99.9% of the versions of Bhagavad Gita that we have, they are all spoilt interpretations. Of course, we have many in the Sanskrit language, but that is not widely known now. There are Sanskrit commentaries, right explanations by Sridhar Swami, by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Jeev Goswami. But unfortunately, people are Sripad Ramanujacharya. And in all these different bona fide explanations, you will not find any contradiction. The moment there is contradiction, it means one of them is wrong. So thus we should be careful. Otherwise, we will be spending a lot of time. Instead of coming to right conclusion, we may end up having a wrong understanding of God. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduho sakalineha mahata yogo nashtaf parantapa. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost.